Now, the corporation behind the Dakota Access Pipeline is now suing environmentalists for what they refer to as eco-terrorism. Terrorism. Now, Bloomberg reports that Energy Transfer Partners, LP, the company, as I said, behind the Dakota Access Pipeline, is accusing a slew of different environmental groups, including Greenpeace, International Earth First, and other groups, of inciting terrorist acts and vandalism. Again, we're talking about terrorism. Terrorism. We're using that word. This is already outrageous. Okay. Now, not only that, but Energy Transfer Partners in their suit claims that these groups have engaged in racketeering. Racketeering. They said that Greenpeace led a corrupt environmentalist enterprise that cynically planted radical, violent eco-terrorists on the ground amongst their protesters and directly funded their operations and publicly urged their supporters to do the same. Now, look, I wasn't at DAPL, okay? But I heard quite a few things about people infiltrating the group. But it wasn't environmentalists that were infiltrating the camps. These were people that were alleged to be from Dakota Access, from Energy Transfer Partners, that were hired by that company to go and disrupt the water protectors, to actually start problems, to actually make the water protectors look bad. Okay? And look, that happens in protests. They're agitators, right? They work for the companies. They go and try to destroy the protests and make sure that they get bad news coverage, bad media coverage. Which in this case, what little media coverage DAPL got, the water protectors got, was negative. So they seem to have done their jobs pretty well. Now, the company also claims that negative publicity generated by the demonstrations caused Energy Transfer to lose many hundreds of millions of dollars and damage its ability to raise money from capital markets. Oh, Energy Transfer Partners, did you lose money? Oh, sad. That's a sad day for you. You know what the Standing Rock Sioux have lost? Or they face losing? Their fucking water supply. So, not to mention their sacred land, in which some of their ancestors might have actually been buried in, and you come in and you desecrate it to put in a pipeline. So forgive me if I'm not sad about you losing some profits. All right. Now, on the money issue, Energy Transfer Partners, they are seeking unspecified money damages, which would be tripled under U.S. racketeering laws. A court order barring the groups from further protests, and an order for the groups to return money to their donors. They claim that under the Greenpeace model, raising money and the network's profile is the primary objective, not saving the environment. This is ironic, right? Oh, you're going to talk about saving the environment, right? What your primary objective is. It certainly isn't your primary objective if you're an oil company building a pipeline under a river that could very well leak. Doesn't seem like that's a priority to you when it comes to saving the environment. Now, they continue to claim that issues are selected according to which ones will generate maximum publicity and donations, irrespective of the environmental merits. Again, that's funny because I've talked about DAPL, and I've talked about the lack of corporate media coverage on DAPL. They essentially ignored it. MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, for the most part, they ignored DAPL. Okay. Now, you did have people like Amy Goodman from Democracy Now!, Jordan Sheridan for TYT Politics, and Lawrence O'Donnell. I got to give him credit too, from MSNBC, who were also there. And I'm sorry if I missed any others that were also there. But a lot of these were independent media outlets and not a lot of huge ones. Okay. As I said, MSNBC, the only one who from MSNBC who went out there that I know of was Lawrence O'Donnell. Okay. So now, of course, all of those charges against the water protectors, I believe, are quite ridiculous. But here's the worst. And I mentioned this before. They said in their complaint, the criminal enterprise, that's what they called it, through Earth First and Red Warrior Camp, funded and incited acts of terrorism, in violation of the U.S. Patriot Act. That included attempt and actual destruction of an energy facility and arson on government property, they claim. Those acts included the burning of construction equipment and the use of blowtorches to cut holes in parts of the pipeline, and they said that had oil been flowing when the sabotage occurred, the pipeline might have exploded, endangering human lives and resulting in an environmental disaster. Like they care about an environmental disaster. That entire pipeline is an environmental disaster waiting to happen. Now, I'm not saying that I would condone any such acts, right? What I'm saying is that I think they're bullshitting. I think they're lying about this. And look, there's a lot of information out there about these protests that are misleading, right? I wouldn't be very surprised to learn that it was actually agents from Energy Transfer Partners doing these alleged arson and vandalism acts, right? I would be very, very surprised if it were members of the actual camps that were doing these, okay? Because look, for one simple reason, they're protecting their land. Burning it down doesn't make a whole lot of sense. All right. But again, we saw exaggerated charges. We saw police brutality, rubber bullets, pepper spray, hoses being turned on full blast in freezing weather. On and on. They even arrested a woman with a prayer stick, claiming that it was a .38 revolver. It was a prayer stick. There's no way you can confuse the two. But they did. So, look, you had the lies and you had the dirty tricks that were employed by the police. You also had Energy Transfer Partners doing the same thing. Look, it's enough to make you incredibly dubious about a lot of the claims in this lawsuit. You know what I think it is? It's trying to shut people up. It's trying to intimidate those who would stand up against the powerful. And if they think that's going to work, you think that's going to shut us up? No, they got another thing coming. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.